Hello. Thanks for checking the video out. Not going to be a massive video today. It's an insight into the two latest almost ready to run vehicles that Carisma have got out on the market. Big thank you to Carisma for the support. I've been driving with them for a little while now. Love the vehicles. There's loads of other videos of mine where you'll see these chassis in performance, actually in performance, chassis in action I should say, performing. But I just wanted to give you a bit of an insight into these two before I start adding my electrics and doing what I'm going to do with them, because these are how they come when you buy the almost ready to runs. So I thought it'd be a nice little insight. Bit of a, I suppose, if someone's new to the hobby as well, a bit of an understanding as to what the ARTR actually means, what you get. But also, there's a couple of little tweaks that have been done to these, even though they're on the same 2.1 chassis. Little tiny things that have been done with the mounting of the bodies and bits and pieces that, they're improvements on the previous versions. So just wanted to take a little bit of time, like I say, not a massive video. Apart from me jabbering on a bit too much, probably okay. Start rambling, and but yeah, just a bit of an insight. The two vehicles are got the final Tribute, the final Range Rover. So it's the Range Rover Classic. It's the 4-door. It's on the SCA 1E 2.1 chassis. The difference between the original SCA 1Es and the 2.1s that these are both sitting on, you've got things like the battery mount has been moved to the front to help with the weight distribution. So you can see there, the battery mount is now at the top to the front. The big change, that probably my favourite thing that we've done with these as well, is actually the anti-torque twist gearbox. Torque twist, for those who don't know, is when you're driving a vehicle that's got four-wheel drive, if you create too much torque, it will lift a wheel, it'll kind of wave at you when you're driving, which when you're trying to get your power down doesn't really help much. We used to flip the gearboxes around, so you'd have that only when it reversed. That was quite common. But you don't need to do that anymore, because these anti-torque twist gearboxes have actually got counter-rotating axle drive shafts in them. So when I turn that, you'll see, I don't know if you'll be able to pick that up in the video. The two drive shafts though, here and here, they're actually rotating in opposite directions. So what that does is that gives you downward pressure on all four wheels at the same time, and it means the vehicle drives like it's weighted, like it's a planted vehicle. It's a really nice experience to drive them. I'm a huge fan. Since we moved to these anti-torque twist gearboxes, I haven't been weighting vehicles down like I used to. You used to add weights in the wheels and used to do little tricks and get bits of brass here and there, and you still can if you want to. There's options still out there to improve the weight distribution and lower that centre of gravity. But personally, I don't do that anymore. I just use these new gearboxes, which give you the same effect. They give you the same kind of output. And testament to that is when I got my hands on the kit version of this one, the 2.1 kit when they first released it, which was a few years ago now. I entered it into the UK Scale Nationals, and I was fortunate to take first place in Class 1. So with the 1.9 wheels, the tyre size, everything else about it, I was able to enter into Class 1. And yeah, I managed to capture first with that. So I'll put a little picture up and you'll see that. It's a few years ago, but I was chuffed with that, still am chuffed. And that was a stock chassis that I was running at that time. I think the only thing I'd maybe change, I'd probably put an alloy servo horn on it. There wasn't really anything else. My own electrics in there. I run Spectrum radio gear. I run the Carisma ARC2 speed controller, which has got loads of options around the drag brake and everything else that you can kind of fine tune with the program card that it comes with. The motor is the motor that you get in these. That's the same as what I used back then. And that's a 17-turn 5-pole motor, which is similar to a 35-turn. So it's not got massive high speed. It's a little bit faster than walking, but it's got a lot of torque. It's a nice motor to drive. And then the servos that you need for these are just standard size. I typically run the, I'll go see if I remember the number now. Savox SW231MG, maybe, something like that. The blue one, waterproof. It's not the expensive one, it's the budget version, it's about 30 quid. And it's metal geared. I've had a fair few of them. I think I've probably killed one in the last 8 years. But yeah, I'll put them through hell as well. I'll put them in the sea and do all the stuff that you shouldn't do with them. And they just keep going. So yeah, I like those servos. So that's what's going to be going in one of these as well. I'll probably get Savox in both of these actually, because I think I've got a couple of them still knocking around in my trucks at home. So this kind of comes around to the whole, what is the ARTR, what is the almost ready to run element to these. So when you buy these now, the almost ready to runs, you get the chassis, you get a shell, you get a little bag of goodies, which I'll explain what some of these are. You get bumpers and body mounts and all sorts of stuff. But you don't get radio, you don't get speed control, you don't get servo, you don't get batteries. So you need to add all of that stuff in yourself. And the great thing about that is you choose what you want to go with. You know, what's your budget? How much do you really want to invest in it, really? And you get what you pay for. There's some great options out there. But even the basic stuff, you know, if you go on Amazon or whatever and buy the basic stuff, it's still going to get you out wheeling because the chassis are proven. The anti-torque twist gives you that planted feeling, so you're going to get performance out of it. Most speed controllers these days are going to be able to cope with these brushed motors because they're not a high spec motor in that respect. They're not like one that you need special electrics for. A 2-channel radio is all you need, steering and throttle. If you wanted to get more channels, you can start playing with switches for the lights. You can install wiper blades if you want. You can do all sorts of crazy stuff, get a winch on there. Loads of stuff, loads and loads of options, but you know, that's not what these are about. These are about getting out there and actually getting the wheels turning in the mud, really. And that's what the almost ready to run aspect is. So you get a fully licensed body, you get licensed wheels. In this case, you get the TRD Pro Toyota Correct wheels. The tyres that are on both of these are the Carisma. They're not the AT2s, they're the smaller ones. They're the, I can't remember what they're called now, they've got a special name. But they're the smaller wheel. I'm a huge fan of these. I absolutely swear by them. They've got so much grip, they can climb really steep angles and they really do perform well. And there's loads of videos out there testing them as well. There's a video of my white Range Rover that I did quite a few years ago now, but it was at Haverley Valley, and I was testing the wheels, testing the tyres, and I was climbing up quite steep faces of rock with these, and it was brilliant, and I've loved them ever since then. So yeah, loads of performance out of the tyres. But you get all that, and then it's just a case of, like I say, mixing your own radio gear in to get it running. Some of the extra bits that you get with these, you get different bits in each one of these. So with the Range Rover, the one thing that's different is the rear body post. You need this extender bit, which you get in the bag, which hires the body post to the back. And the way the body posts work on these as well, they're actually they're done in such a way that you only ever get that bit of the body post sticking out. So on this one, for example, the body posts, when you get them, are actually a bit longer than that. I've cut the bottom off, and that's important. You cut the bottom off, not the top. If I do that, you might be able to see it better. So yeah, cut the bottom off, not the top, because that lowers the body post down, only because the shock towers obviously mounted onto the chassis, which means when you put the body post down, it hits the chassis rail. And you might be happy with riding high with your body shell, which some people do, some states I know like that. Ride high, big old wheels, all the rest of it. I wanted the body sitting a little bit lower though. So I actually cut the bottom of the body post off, which lowers it down, keeps it clean up here. And yeah, that's one of those options. That's something I've actually done to this one already. It's the only thing I've done to this one, apart from take a picture of it and look at it, because it looks really nice. What else would I do before driving it? The suspension. These big bore shocks, get my words out. They're great. They work really well, they're really nice. They don't look massively scaled, but they're black, they're hidden. I'd live with them personally. I will probably, don't know if I'll be rebuilding them, just greasing them up a little bit maybe putting some slightly softer oil in them. That's just personal preference though. you know, you can run it as it is out of the box and it'll be absolutely fine. But if you want to smoothen the travel on those a little bit, I mean, you can see there, even with no weights in it, the articulation's nice. You know, you can lift it up. It's not. It's got loads going on. So it works as it is. Personal preference. I'm just going to be fine tuning my shocks a little bit more. The other thing that I suppose is specific to this one, when we did the original Tacoma, the black one, which was 2 years ago now, there's quite a few reports of the rear body posts being mounted where they were. You can still see where the holes would go if you wanted to use them because it's an optional extra. The rear body post created a flappy bed when you were driving. So because the posts were there and because it's a separate part of the body, you can see on the grey on there, it's, you know, it's flexing, it's going to flex, and you can see the join line. When you were driving, it would kind of shake its ass at you, it would wobble about. But having the plate right at the back here now, those white lines are purely because I haven't peeled the sticker off yet to apply the Velcro onto the body. But you do that, there's Velcro at the back, it sits it down, mounts right at the back, and means it's not going to be shaking around when you're driving. Seem to remember Scale Builders Guild suggesting at the time, it'd be good if they could just put something onto the rear bumper to mount the body, which is exactly what we've done. So that's one of the things that's changed. The other thing that I've done with this one, which I haven't done with that one yet, is I've installed the wing mirrors. They come in the bag. You get loads of stuff in the bag to play with. You get all the mounting gear. I've taken some of the screws out already, but loads of stuff to play with there. You get bumpers front and rear if you want to install them. With the bumpers as well, you actually get, if I can take it off, you get these little step downs, which lowers the bumper angle. Not the angle, but the actual height of the bumper on the chassis. So if I move that out of the way for a second. So without the step down, the bumper would be going in right about there, right in the middle of the grille. So you can see, it's just mounted into those holes there, which is fine if you want to mount your body up high. The body will not sit where I want it with the bumper there. So all you do is use the little step downs, insert those, 2 screws, insert your bumper, a couple of screws from underneath, and it's sitting closer to where I want it straight away. So it's just a case of lowering it down. The bumpers are optional. They do affect your approach angle slightly, but not massively. You know, it won't be causing any issues for you at all. But personal preference if you want them or not. I'm going to be leaving them off mine, but they're there as an option for you, they're in the box. The other thing that you get, because they're not installed on here, are the rock sliders. So you get 2 rock sliders, they insert there, got all the screws in the bag, they're in there. And then you can insert those onto the sides. They'll just protect the body a little bit for you if you're out rock crawling with it. You know, they'll just sit. I don't know if they'll sit underneath the bum, underneath the shell. They might sit and stick out a little bit maybe on this one because the shell's a little bit narrower. And it's worth pointing out actually the kind of the width of the shells. Before I do, I'll talk about the other plastics. Stay on track. I'm getting distracted again. The other thing that you get in here are the light buckets. So you get 2 for the rear, and you get double-sided tape, and they just stick in really easy. But then you also get these awesome front light buckets. And the reason these are awesome is because you can hopefully see there, they're not just LED holders like you've got for the back bit here. It's got the shape of the Tacoma light, because it's licensed, so you know it's all correct. But you install the LEDs in that, you screw that into the back of the bucket, you affix that inside the body, and then it's going to light up correctly through these semi-translucent stickers. And the paint, when the body's been pre-painted for you, has been masked and left off behind them. So the lights will still work through the stickers on there, so you get daytime running lights that are correct for the Tacoma, which will look awesome. And I will definitely be installing those. But yeah, you get a pair of those, and you get other bits and pieces. You get a little tow eye, a little tow bar for the back bumper. You get all sorts of stuff to play with. But what was I talking about before that? I'm completely lost track now. Oh, the width for the bodies. Thanks for reminding me. So these are both 1/10 scale. This is a 313 long wheelbase chassis from Carisma. This is a 285mm short wheelbase chassis. And the reason this one's wider is because of keeping the proportions correct on the vehicles. This is still 1/10, but it's actually a little bit smaller, which is why it's narrower, because we want to keep the proportions right for the length of the vehicle, for the wheel wells. So that's why some of the Carisma bodies are a bit narrower, because that's the true proportions of the vehicle. That's all it is. And then you get the Range Rover, obviously shorter wheelbase, body's a little bit wider, wheels sitting a little bit more. Not massively, just enough to notice. But that's what's going on there. So you've got the two different wheel lengths, two different kind of lengths of the chassis. But that's that. So the Tacoma comes in a couple of colours. You get the grey or the green, electric lime, I think this one's called. I love this one. You don't get my name on it. That's personal preference. If you see me, ask me, I'll give you one if you want to stick one on. But you get the licensed body. It's a TRD Pro. It's got all the correct stickers, all the labels on it. It's got moulded plastic grille, moulded plastic scoop, wheel arches, wing mirrors that I've screwed on. They actually came in the bag. You attach those just for a nut inside really easy. Handles, door handles are all plastic. Wheel arches, rear bumpers plastic, rear tailgate latches plastic. Shark fin aerial on the top. Again, that's all moulded. So you get a really nice body with all the plastics on there. Very similar story when it comes to the Range Rover. Again, you've got the kind of the plastic grille. You've got the lights, the light buckets as well. They're actually correct, ready for the LEDs to go in there. So you can stick all your LEDs in the back there. That's all screwed on. You do get in the bag, in the box, I should say, in the bag, in the box. You do get the, so we can put that back on again now. It's funny how you can see the body post if you look at it close. You do get the lower part of the bumper, if you want to put that on. You also get all the wheel arches. So you can put the wheel arches on, and then that gives you a slightly more off-roady look. A bit of a blue pizza moment. Here's one I made earlier. So this one's got the wheel arches on there ready. So gives you a slightly more aggressive stance to it, and it covers the wheels as well. But, yeah. So you can see, get a slightly wider kind of stance to it, a bit more aggressive with the wheel arches. But all those are in there ready for you to attach yourself. It's really easy, little screws, kind of pre-built in washers and stuff like that. Just little body reamer, make holes, screw them on. But yeah, that's what's nice about these. You don't need to worry about it. All you got to do is choose what electrics am I going to run. That's it, start and end. And something else, another little point remembered. The Range Rovers, this nice camel yellow, has been painted on the outside. So it's white on the inside, camel yellow on the outside. So it's got a real nice matte finish to it. And it doesn't look like Lexan, it looks like ABS. The windows, slightly darker on these, lighter on these, but they are still transparent. I don't know if you'll be able to see that through there, but it's definitely transparent windows. So I can see you still, can't see me. So yeah, you've got the transparent stickers on the windows, obviously a little bit lighter on the Range Rover. But all you got to do is decide what your budget is, what electrics you want to throw in there. You've got an RC vehicle already that's a bit tired. You've got one of the old Coyotes maybe, or one of the old Carisma vehicles that you're ready to kind of put on the shelf and get a new one to play with. Rip all the electrics out of that, stick them in one of these, and you're out, you're off. That's all you got to do. They're a great bit of kit. I can't wait to take these out and have a play with them. But I wanted to do this video before I got them mucky, because this is how they turn up. You know, all I've done with this one so far is wing mirrors on. That's all I've done, and the body posts. So yeah, I'm going to be installing the LEDs, getting my electrics in there. Same with this one, LEDs and the electrics, get them out, get them muddy, have a bit of fun with them. But hopefully this has helped. If you've got any questions, you can shoot me questions on YouTube. I do try to stay on top of YouTube. I don't use it as much as the other platforms. The best bet's probably Facebook. I'm on Facebook more often than anything, and Instagram. Search for Mad Mike Worthington on either one of the platforms and you'll find me. All feedback's appreciated. Something you want to see, something you want me to talk a little bit more about, tell me. But yeah, appreciate your time, appreciate the support. Thanks again to Ivan and Carisma and the team there. Cracking job with these. And yeah, looking forward to getting them out on the trail. But if you see me at any shows, see me at any of the events, again, come over, say hello, ask for the controller, and I'll let you have a go with them. No problem at all, anytime at all. But cheers guys, thanks everyone.